Hello, everyone. It is Wednesday, and I'm Erica, the Moody Wine Drinker. I first wanted to see if everyone has signed up for the newsletter, and I'm asking you that because I have partnered with JC Selections, and we are going to be giving away, or I'm going to be giving away a free bottle to one of my subscribers. And I'm not going to spam you or anything like that. It's just going to be a way to stay in touch, make sure you didn't miss anything the week before, and enter to win a bottle. So if you haven't done that yet, go ahead and sign up. Today I am talking with Aviana, and I'm going to ask her how to pronounce her name because it's kind of my thing now is to to mispronounce names of wineries and people. So out of respect, we'll be sure to ask her how to pronounce it. But she is a som, and she has a really cool thing that she's going to tell us about, as well as we want to learn about her. So it looks like she's joined.
Hey, girl.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm regular, multitasking, doing mom stuff,
How old is do you have one or two?
I have two. My oldest is 15. Yes, and my youngest is 4. Yeah, she'll be 5 in August.
So you're...
Yeah. There we go. Oh, wait, you're breaking up. Hold on, let me see.
Okay. How about now?
I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good now.
Okay. It's part of the live game.
Yeah, it's live. But my oldest is 15. The baby is 4. Today, my oldest went to get her permit to drive.
Look out, Georgia.
Okay. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So yeah, y'all, I'm a mom of 2. I got a teenager and a toddler that thinks she's a teenager. Mm-hmm. So my days are busy. I'm married as well.
Yeah.
12 years this year.
Whoa.
Yeah, I got some tips for y'all.
I've been married 7 years, and it's like every day is just something new. It's a new adventure. Between that and raising 2 kids, it's just no joke.
Oh, so you got 2 too?
Yeah, I've got a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. So I rarely get a full night's sleep. And yeah.
Yeah.
It's just part of it.
Cherish the young days.
Oh.
When the teenagers come, you want them to hurry up and get a job and get the heck out of your house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Honestly.
I have no doubt. So I want to talk all about you. I want to talk about your wine journey and all the cool things you've got going on. First thing, though, yesterday when you posted that beautiful picture and you're like, hey, what are your questions? Everyone's like, hey, what's your skin regimen? And I'm with it.
You know what? My husband was like, so maybe you don't need a wine shop. Maybe you need a skincare line.
Seriously?
And I'm like, I think you're right. Well, I'll tell you what. You know what? I wrote an article for you guys. I did. I wrote a blog article about my skincare routine, and I even tried this really, really cool wine mask. Okay? Because I'll be honest with you guys, 50% of my skincare is genetics, y'all. I'm not going to even gas you guys. I'm not going to give you guys a bunch of crap about, oh, this is what you need to do. You need to eat this. You need to act this way. Half of it is really genetics. Okay. I'm just going to be honest.
So we're all screwed. No.
Okay. And I really do have some good practical tips, though. So I did write that in the article. I did include wine in there. So there is a really cool wine that's from my wine shop, which we'll talk about. But I did write the article. It'll be out tomorrow. It'll be published tomorrow. I'll make a post so you guys can get the skincare routine. So y'all can stop asking me. Hey.
Look at you, man. She's like, yes.
You can stop asking me about the skincare routine, okay? I do not do makeup. I don't do hair. I don't do skin. I just do wine.
Oh, yeah, right. You're saying you woke up like this. Okay.
I do all my own stuff. I do my own hair, my own makeup, my own nails, everything.
Wow.
Everything. I do it myself.
Well,
So,
I'm impressed.
thank you, girl. Thank you.
So let's talk about wine. How did this all start? Do you remember your first glass of wine?
I don't remember my first glass of wine, okay? Because I'm pretty sure it was like, okay, I have a couple of stories, okay?
Okay.
I don't know if my homegirl is watching now, but this involves her, so maybe she won't see it. But I remember I was about a junior in high school, and my girlfriend was like, "Oh, let's ditch and go make steaks," you know? And I was like, "Yeah, let's ditch school and let's go make some steak."
Gentlemen,
you know?
she's taken. I mean, this is every man's dream.
So yeah, I'm taking 12 years. Yeah, so we ditched school and we, I think we were maybe 16, 17, and we went to the house and she made us some steaks and she was like, "Hey, let's open up one of my mom's bottles of wine." That was my first like drink of wine. I'm pretty sure it was. And yeah, the parents were gone to work and we were drinking their wine and eating their steak.
Now, did you like it, or was it like a turnoff?
It was terrible.
Yeah.
It was terrible. It was so bad. It was so bitter and dry. And in hindsight, I'm thinking the wine might have just been too old. You know what I mean? I think they might have just had the wine for like a little bit too long. And that's a fun tip, you guys. Fun fact. Not all wine is meant to age.
Well,
Okay.
and how you age it, right? Like if it's somewhere that's not temperature controlled. I've forgotten about wine, and I know that sounds crazy, but like found it years later and opened it and just prayed.
Yeah. Honestly, actually, most wine is not meant to age, especially wine that's made nowadays. Most of it is really meant to be consumed like within a few years of its bottling.
Yeah.
So if you've had that wine in your cabinet for over 10 years, it's probably not good.
Yeah.
It's really not good. And I think her parents must have had it since the 80s or something. I don't know. So yeah, I think that was like my first like wine experience. I don't know. Y'all type in the little comment thing. Like, tell me how old were you when you drank your first bottle of wine? But I think that was it for me. I think it was like 16, 17. But my first wine experience was when I was probably even younger, just, watching my parents and my mom and her girlfriends, because my mom always had girlfriends over, whether it was like friends or relatives, but they always came over and they always drank Arbor Mist. Is that even wine?
I don't know. I think it is. It's not like Thunderbird or whatever, Boone's Farm, is it?
No, I think it's wine, but I think it's like a wine cooler.
Oh, yeah, like Zima. Remember Zima?
Yeah, yes, Zena. That's what I'm trying to think. Zimas.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think this is like my first experience, because I know for a fact that they drank that sugary bottle of Arbor Mist.
I grew up with my dad. He was a wino before, and a foodie before that was a thing. And so we were really little. We were like with cordial glasses, those little tiny ones. And he'd have us smell and sniff and do the whole thing like 6 years old, 7 years old, like super young.
Yeah.
But it was just kind of...
I kind of do that with my oldest. I'm like, smell this. What do you smell? What do you smell? Because like maybe my buds are like a little off. What are you smelling?
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because of that relationship, it wasn't something I went to like overdo it. Like I wasn't doing shots like at the bar, you weren't like chugging wine because I respected it.
Exactly. I honestly feel like I'm going to teach my kids the same thing. They're going to have a major appreciation for wine making. I think that it's starting to make a comeback culturally. Especially with more younger people in the younger generation getting into wine consumption and learning more about wine, which is why I came because I'm like, I want to change that. Wine is life, man.
So when did you realize that? Like, when did you this is what I want to do?
Well, good question. After I had my youngest baby, almost 5 years ago, and with my oldest, I worked throughout like her entire infancy. And I was like, with my second kid, I kind of want to do it a little different. I want to take some time off, just do the family thing. And, what do we do when we become stay-at-home moms? What do? We always start a blog. Ain't that right? We all do.
I was going to say binge watch Netflix, but yeah, that too.
Your husband's looking at you like, okay, you get to stay at home with the kids and, live the best life, because that's totally what it is.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Those are designer bags right here.
Designer bags, the concealer, he doesn't even see that you have on. But anyway, so it was like, okay, I want to do something, perhaps that could potentially be like a hobby or maybe make money doing it. And so I started a blog. And quickly realized you ain't making no money with no blog. But I still loved it. I still enjoyed it. It was like a mom's lifestyle type of blog. And some of y'all can probably relate.
Yeah.
So, yeah, see, somebody's like, no, it's not. Been there, done there. Yep, been there, done that. I know. So I did the blog, and it was just kind of like a little lifestyle thing. And then at the same time, I was like learning a little bit more about wine. I was, trying to just drink more wine and learn a few different things because, once you start to have a couple of kids and, you start to mature a little bit, getting drunk off of vodka, it just kind of becomes like, I can't do it tonight. I would love to have a glass of something, it's not tequila or vodka,
right.
On a weeknight.
Well, especially when you have kids that are waking you up in the middle of the night, you got to keep your kind of head about you. And yeah.
Yes. Exactly. So that was that. And then it turned into like, okay, I wrote a couple of articles about cheap wine, and then it just kind of evolved into more of like a thing. Mm-hmm. And I noticed that like my friends that were following me on Facebook, my family, they didn't know anything about wine. So where I grew up, you don't know much about wine outside of Moscato.
Yeah.
And Boone's Farm. Mm-hmm. You might hear Taylor Port, sprinkled in there. Okay, if y'all know about that Taylor Port that your uncle drank.
Well, and it's all good, right? I mean, whatever you want to do is you, but because your price points get more expensive as your taste evolves. So that's just, there's pros and cons to having an evolved wine palate.
Yes. And my husband, he had introduced me to Apothic wine, which is still, I think, still pretty decent, grocery store wine, table wine. And then it just kind of evolved into a passion. You know how you learn about something and then you just become like obsessed with more and more. You want to know more about it. Yep. That's what happened. I kind of just was like, okay, I want to know more about this wine. Where did it come from? I want to be able to. It's expensive, that Taylor Port, yeah. I want to know more about the different things that I'm drinking, so that way when I go back to the store and I want to buy some more, I want to know what the heck. And that's what it turned into. So I started blogging, and then people were like reading my blog posts. And so it just kind of evolved from there. I got tired of blogging, and then I got really into social media. And then I said, you know what? I want to make money drinking wine. And somebody told me, you cannot make money doing that.
They are dream killers.
And they were wrong. They were so wrong. I'm so glad I did not listen. And hey, Nick Sherry, hey, I know you said you became obsessed with. I know the feeling, girl. I know that's exactly what happened to me. I became so obsessed, and I started writing about it, and I discovered that I wanted to make money doing it, and it just kind of went from there. I started working in a winery. I got certified.
What did you get certified in? Okay.
Yeah, so I got a WSET. So there's a couple of different routes you can go if you want to get some education in wine, if you want to get a certification. And there's levels to this, okay? There's levels. So with that said, hey, Mama, close that door. Sorry, there's my little one. But, and then you can go back upstairs, okay, because mommy's chatting. You can come say hi.
Oh, yeah, we want to
say hi.
Hey, boo. So cute.
All right, see ya.
Beauty. She have dimples?
Yeah, she does.
My son does too.
I didn't get the. But so if you guys want to get certified, you can go through WSET. There are many different schools. You can do them online. You can do them in person. There's CSW. From what I've been told, CSW is going to give you a lot more hospitality, a little bit more into like wine service and things like that, more hospitality. And then WSET is definitely, and then also too, like if you're trying to get into distribution, behind the scene, that type of stuff. Yeah. And then with WSET, it's definitely like straight like wine education, like international wines, how to taste, how to serve, all those different things. It's just strictly wine. So that's why I went with the WSET route. Do you know?
I went to Cal Poly and did their wine and viticulture like college degree. I like spent years in school when I could have just taken a test. No, but so it was cool because I got to work in the vineyard, and then it was really hands-on. I got to make wine. I got to go do all that. So it was definitely worth it.
Okay. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. So for me, I'm looking to go at least level 3. Like a lot of my customers and clients are like, you should be a master. You should be a master. And I'm just like, if only you knew how difficult it is.
And expensive. I mean, talk about how much wine you have to taste. It's just months of drinking wine, and it makes it so cerebral where it's not even about enjoyment. It's about analyzing like the front notes, the middle notes, the acid. It's another level.
It's a completely different level. And also for me, I have different goals for where I want to go in my career. And I think something as formal as Master Somm, which, correct me if I'm wrong, audience, I don't think there are any Black women Master Somms. So if you know of any Black women masters, I don't think there are any masters. But I don't.
You're right, because Martin Reyes. And Martin Reyes was one of the first Latino. I don't think there is. And then D. Lynn. Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
Well, it's a small group of people anyway, right? I mean, how many are there?
Yeah, there's literally, and most of them are like don't live in the U.S., but there's like 250 at this point. Yeah. In the whole world. So yeah, it's really hard to do. And also for me in my career, I want to make this less formal. That's what I came to make this more of a, my slogan on my website is wine plus friends equals life. And for me, I'm trying to turn it into an awareness of how much work is put into the farming. Julia Conway, I don't think she's a master, but she's definitely up there somewhere. But yeah.
So tell us what you do now and how you're making money drinking wine, because we all want to know.
So as many of you already know, I work at the Chateau Elan Winery and Resort here in Georgia. It's in Braselton, Georgia, but it's not too far from Atlanta. So naturally I make money working there as a somm there. I do different tours and tastings there. Of course, I work at the bar there, on the wine line, talking to people about wine, educating them about their particular wines. And then also too, I have my own somm shop. I have my own wine shop. So of course I have to drink all the wine to tell you guys what it tastes like. So I love it. I love everything about it. Oh, and of course, one of the parts of what I offer that makes me probably the most is private services. So basically I go to different people's homes and I do either they curate their own wine and then I do a wine tasting with them and their friends. And I'm a lot of fun, you guys.
We can all tell.
Nick says I'm awesome. Thank you. For different birthday parties, I've got a bridal shower coming up. So there's a lot of different ways you can make money money. You can curate wine for people's cellars. So if you have a community connection to people that have wine cellars, curation is like a really important part of us being a som. You know, when you're a som, you're pretty much an independent contractor. You go where people, you know, want the wine expert.
Yeah.
So
well, I love that.
Yeah.
And tell us, so your website is you and their wines that you've tried and liked, and you've kind of curated those wines?
Yeah, so Wines and Words originally started, as I mentioned before, as a blog. So it was just basically just all different wines that I had tried, not necessarily that I was going to be compensated for the reviews. Back then, I wasn't being compensated for anything. There was a couple of different things that you can do, guys, just a little bit of a tip if you're just getting started. Yeah, Julia Coney, yeah. If you're just getting started and you're looking to get into it and try to make a little bit of money, one way to do it is you can do like affiliated. So you can become an affiliate. So basically you put this on your blog, you write about the product, and if people make purchases, you get a percentage of that. That's how I started. That was the first thing that I did. But I kind of fell off of that because I really wanted a little bit more authenticity in what I was offering in Wines and Words. And then I was kind of on a different journey, especially learning more about viticulture. So my wine shop is basically, I've partnered with a large distributor. So a lot of people are familiar with Traveling Vineyard, and I love working with Traveling Vineyard. I've worked with many different people, Wink, California Wine Club, First Leaf, lots of different companies. But I love Traveling Vineyard the most, especially if you guys are looking to make money in wine, just from like home. Okay. I really, really, really love their program and I love their products. So that's why I added their products to the Som shop. But what the difference is that I've personally profiled the wine that's on the Som shop store. So that means that I've drank this wine, I've given it a description that's easy to understand for people that are reading, because here's the thing, I can tell you this is a Merlot, it's a 2018, but the average person, like people like me, when I first started drinking wine, does not know what the heck that means.
Right.
Will I like it? Is it going to taste good?
Yeah.
Okay? Like, is it good or what?
And that's so hard because everyone has such a different palate and experience. Like the first time you tried wine, it was gross, right? And it could have been flawed, or it could have been because you were 16 and you were drinking Coca-Cola other than that.
Exactly.
So it's about how do you convey accurately in ways that people can understand, and then you get a reputation where they're like, okay, so she says this is fruit forward, so I know what she means by that, and that's the wine I like. So it's really the reputation thing is huge.
Yeah, and if you've ever come to visit me at Chateau Elan, then you'll remember me by the way I describe my wine. So I have this way of, I like to communicate and connect with people on a very, very people level, on a very straight up prose, straightforward. This is what people need to hear in order to understand and comprehend. So when I describe wine, I talk about common flavors, but I also talk about emotions too. So like, for instance, this Lux, this Merlot Lux that you can get from the Som shop, Lincoln Biley. I would say that this is going to give you spices, and it's going to be so velvety smooth on the tongue that by the time it hits the bottom of your stomach, it's still going to linger on your tongue. And so if you want that feeling, how that feels, that immediately is like, okay, I'm into it. Yeah. And then I kind of talk more about whether it's dry, whether it's sweet, whether it's fruity, and also how it's going to make you feel. So like if it's a hug in a bottle, or if it's going to make you want to kiss your husband, or if it's going to make you want to get freaky. Like those are the things that I talk about. Yeah. She's in the back. She's like, this is going to make you twerk. So if you're going to go in the twerking section, you go. Exactly. There's a wine at Chateau Elan that I always describe as like, this wine is going to make you dance on the table. So drink
like Coyote
this.
Ugly. This is going to be, you're going to wake up in the morning.
Exactly. So that's what makes the Somm Shop different, because it's going to connect with the audience a little bit better, make it a lot easier for you to shop for the wine because you understand what it's going to taste like when it gets to your house, and is it going to be good for you? Because what's good to me probably may not be good for you. You may like something completely different, and so that's why I'm doing something a little different in the Somm Shop. And I'm using some really good, I have some great award-winning wine there too, you guys, from different places around the world. And that's also why I love the distribution company that I'm going through, because they bring me wine from all over the world. So from South Africa, from Italy, France, Australia, New Zealand. There's a lot of different wines. I have everything except sparkling. I'm working on it, y'all.
Oh, E-Man's going to be pissed.
I know. Iman is going to be like, what? I know. I'm working on it. I'm working really hard. I'm trying to get it by the summer. Okay.
It's so funny.
Yep. So I see some folks can relate. Yes. You want to make sure you're describing the wine that is going to connect with the person that you're talking to.
Well, I think too, from like an influencer standpoint, you see a lot of influencers, like, she's devastated. So yeah, I mean, they're just writing about wine and they all love everything. And it's like really hard. That's something I've struggled with. I mean, I don't pretend to be an influencer, but I do have a specific palate. And so I try to be really accurate. Like if it's a higher acidity, goes better with food versus if it's forgettable, I'll straight up say, this is a forgettable wine. Like I'm not going to remember this wine in 2 weeks because I don't want to like put something out there and like let people think, oh, well, she loves it. I'm going to go get it. Now it's my reputation. However small my reach it, it's a challenging thing, especially because like you said, it's that relative palate, like everyone's different. So if you can make it fun, get more people drinking wine, that's a good thing, right?
Yeah. And you know what's crazy is because I used to be that person that would describe wine like a psalm. I would say things like, so on the palate, the tannins are so bold and people don't know what the heck palate is, let alone tannin.
Yeah.
So my husband was like, listen, you gotta describe it in a way that people are going to understand. He really helped me fully understand that. Like you have to talk about it in a way that's going to make people say, yeah, he's in there. I'm like, oh,
now, does he drink wine?
He does. He actually was the first person to really introduce me to wine drinking. No, he's not a wine expert. He's definitely one of those, like, does it taste good or not? But he definitely was the first person to really introduce me to wine. Remember I said he gave me he bought me some Apothic red wine. And that's when it was like, okay, I think I'm into wine. I think I like wine.
My husband brings me wine when he does something wrong, but he doesn't drink it. So, I mean, I'm like, what did you do? You're bringing me wine.
He ever since I've gotten more experience in wine and more education, he used to be like my go-to guy. Now it's like a total miss. Like, what is this? What are we drinking? So now he's like, nah, I just leave it all up to you.
Do you have a favorite wine right now?
No. You know what? People always ask Soms that all the freaking time. Did they ask you that too?
Oh, yeah. That's where Moody Wine came from. It depends on my mood.
Girl, no, I don't have a favorite wine at this time, but I do have a favorite region. I do.
Let's hear it.
My favorite region is definitely going to be, well, I will say South America. So I'm not going to say like Chile or, now I can't remember, but like Chile, but I like South American wine. And to be honest with you, I think I like wine from warmer climates like Paso Robles, South America. Lately, I've been getting into South African wine, just learning more about it and how they, most of them are sustained growers and stuff like that. But I like warmer climate wine. Also, I just got into Mexican wine. and I've discovered that I absolutely freaking love it. Never had Mexican wine in my life. Have you?
No. Tell me, what was it called? I don't even know where to find it.
The region was Baja California, Mexico.
What?
Yes, Baja California. And my taste buds were like, my taste buds were like, what the heck? Yes, Mexican wine, you guys, try it.
Yeah.
There's a company that I reviewed just recently, Lecheto. They have great wine, but that's my favorite wine. And yeah, right. South American wine. I feel like they just do it right. Yeah. They do it right.
Well, now I'm going to have to go find some.
What'd you say?
Now I need to go find some Mexican wine. Do you have any on your, are you sure it wasn't tequila?
It wasn't. It was wine. I love tequila, by the way. If I'm going to go with a cocktail, if I'm going to go with like hard liquor or spirit, it's got to be tequila. Got to be.
I don't discriminate.
Yeah. Favorite region, South America.
So what do you have like planned? Like what's next? Like what's on the horizon? Like, do you have any growth goals or wine and words goals or what's happening?
Yes, I do. So you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't anticipate doing an online wine shop because my heart was set on having an actual wine bar. So in the next 5 years, I'm going to have a wine bar.
Yes. I'm going to come to Georgia.
I will absolutely have a wine bar. But I saw that having this wine shop was a really quick way for me to gain a little bit of capital and also some business experience. Now, my husband and I have owned a few businesses over the years, but I wanted to do something in the wine industry that was, lower risk, a easier barrier to entry.
Low overhead, right?
Just very low overhead, very low overhead. And then also something, again, like I can gain some experience in the business. Yeah. So with that said, that was a perfect plan. And yes, within 5 years, I would love to have a wine bar. Not would love to. I will have a wine bar.
Speak it into existence.
I already have the plan already put together. Unless somebody out there who's watching wants to donate me, a couple $100,000. We can get this popping right now.
Let's go. I will take 10%. No, I'm just kidding. I'll come out there. I will help you do all the things. I'll come photograph all of it, and you will be set.
Erica, you got the job. You're hired, baby. You're hired.
That's really exciting. Well, I can't wait to watch. I mean, it's just been so fun watching you on social media because, I mean, we're so far away. I haven't had the ability to meet you in person, but it's just, you have so much personality and it just, kind of drips off you. I just love it. And it's been so fun. I can't wait to see where you go, and I can't wait to watch your wine shop come to fruition. So good.
It's happening. It's happening. I'm just waiting for COVID to kind of just sneak on up out of here.
Well, now's a good time. Probably. I bet rents are low now.
I'm telling you, like I said, if that investor is out there listening, just shoot me a DM.
And how can people support you?
So if you guys would like to support me, of course, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to spend money with me. I know money is very scarce these days with COVID-19. Just tell some folks about me. Share my information with people that may love wine. My website has everything about me, winesandwords.com. It has everything. Share that. It's got my wine shop. It's got links to book me so that I can come out and do private wine tastings with you and your friends. I have a lot of great offers for that. That's one of the things that people love when they book with me is the private wine tastings. They love those. But that's pretty much it. Just tell people about me. Share Wines and Words. And another thing that you can do is learn a little bit more about wine, guys. Learn some more about it, because I feel like once you know a little bit more about the culture, the people that make the wine, it really makes you appreciate this beverage that's been around as long as humans.
Yeah.
Okay. It's been around as long as us, and there's no reason why we should not know enough about it. It's not just for rich people. This is for you and your friends.
Yeah, I love that. So 2 things. I realized embarrassingly that I had a typo in your name. And then secondly, earlier I pinned it and it was wrong.
I didn't even notice.
And it was bad, and I'm sorry. Secondly, will you say your first name for me? Because I butcher everything.
You said it right, Aviana.
Okay. So I never want to say people's names wrong, and I just do. It's my thing. So.
Yes, my name is Aviana. My full name is Aviana Phifer. That's what you guys are seeing on Instagram.
Perfect.
It's pretty easy.
Well, we will support you on social. We will support you on your website. We will wait for your wine shop, and we will support you there. Thank you so much for joining me today.